Hello, everyone. Welcome to JRPL Frontline. I am your co-host, Scott, along with, as always, as it's been, still the champ, BeerMeJesus, but also celebrating a birthday is the champ, BeerMeJesus. It's not today when we record this or when you see it, but it was a day or so ago. But still, happy birthday, BeerMe. How you doing today?
Thank you, Scott. Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Oh, not bad, not bad. Melting here in the heat.
Oh yeah.
Everybody,
Same.
everybody who laughs about Canada, oh, it's cold, it's cold. No, we had like 30, 35 degrees Celsius, which is a lot. Do the math. Um, but I think at one point we had 37 or 38 or something last Thursday, which was
Ooh.
officially the hottest of anywhere in Canada.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I literally watched Canada Day fireworks, which is July 1st, in my backyard because my backyard neighbor was firing them off, and I was sitting in my backyard at 11:30 at night in the dark in shorts and a t-shirt, and I was sweating.
Oh God.
It's that hot, and it was only about 25 today, so it's gotten a bit better. But you've had a good week.
Yep. Yep. Very good week.
You're good?
I'm now officially old. I'm 31.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
you're not just 30, you're in your 30s.
So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as for being old and records, I've got a fun fact for you about you as world champion that you might not be aware of.
Oh.
You
All right.
are sitting at 207 days right now as world champ. That is the longest single reign of any world champion.
Oh wow.
And Tino, two-time champ, his total is 212. So
Oh.
you're about a week shy of being the record holder at world champ.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. I did some digging and found that the single record overall for one reign of anything is amazingly 280 days for two different records. Bomber
Oh,
had
wow.
the UV title for 280 days for one of his reigns, and the Solution, yourself and the Warden, had the tag titles for one of your reigns for 280 days.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like, the fact that it's 280 for both of those is nuts to me. But yeah.
That is pretty nuts.
So yeah, so your reign is entering into record-setting territory, and considering that this weekend, next weekend rather, you're not defending. You've got at least another month to go till SummerSlam. You're going to extend this to like at least the 240 range, right?
I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Money in the bank,
you
yeah.
never, yeah, you never know. You never know.
I honestly forgot until you started making that noise. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, or Stella might have other plans. We don't know.
Well, still, you'll still break the record that Tino has. You will be the overall single record holder. You'll be the Bruno Sammartino of the overall time frame of
Ooh,
the world
I like
title.
that.
So yeah. But speaking of, we do have Slammiversary coming up. We're going to cover that here this week. Important for everybody to know, jobberradio.com, JRPL official on Twitter and on YouTube and all that. The next weekend, not this weekend coming up, this is July 8th when we record it, but next weekend is two shows, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is a main show, and Saturday is a house show, but it's fun to show on all of these. We've talked about that many, many times. But your deadlines are going to be on Saturday and on Sunday. It's an hour before the kickoff for the pre-show. So Extreme Rules, or The Horror Show at Extreme Rules, which is the insane name they're going with. You're
Right.
probably looking at a 7 o'clock start time with a 6 o'clock pre-show, so a 5 o'clock deadline for us. Who knows if Slammiversary is going to have a pre-show, but they're starting at 8. So if they have a pre-show at 7, your deadline is 6. Just keep that in mind. You'll be able to put your picks in usually Tuesday after Impact and Friday after SmackDown, somewhere in that range, so keep an eye out for that. We will have another episode next week talking about Extreme Rules in more detail. But this one's going to be Slammiversary and a little bit of housekeeping otherwise as we go through things. So don't forget, 2 shows next week. 2 shows next week. So, Slammiversary. We actually have one more match to announce. We hadn't announced this one yet. It is Hawk versus Vitamin Yes.
Oh boy. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Thought you'd like that one.
I like that. That's a good one.
So let's just mention that one because it's not on our list here, obviously. because it's not on the site yet. But who do you have in that match, Hawk or Vitamin? Because Vitamin's been on the losing skid, but Hawk's not exactly been.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in a weird spot, right? So.
Well, from what I've seen, Vitamin feels pretty good about the card, so I might think he might break the skid here. I think I'm gonna pick him. Yeah.
Honestly, this is the kind of thing where Vitamin can excel. And Slammiversary, house shows are completely different animals. People who can be confident with the main shows, be they WWE or NXT, Impact and Ring of Honor and AEW throw everybody off. So this is where things can really change and really get messy. So I think Vitamin's going to win that one as well. I think so. And that just furthers the whole storyline too, right? So.
Yeah. And this card, by the way, it's tough to predict. Don't let anybody fool you.
It is, especially for us, because let's work our way down the card. We have the must-see good guys, the world champion, the champ, BeerMeJesus, and the King of the Ring finalist, the GMSG, teaming up against myself and Redhead, known as Match of the Night, both of Infinity. She's the top block champ. In a fight pit submission match, which was BeerMe's idea for Extreme Rules, but it got moved over to here because it's more fun for us, for our characters. But now we've got a goddamn tag team submission match, which basically only one person has to submit.
Yep.
To win by that. I mean, so if anybody puts a one-pointer in and gets that one wrong, they submit, and the match is over. Now, if both parties do it, it's like a submission with points are involved and stuff like that. If nobody gets their one-pointer wrong, it's points, and et cetera, et cetera. This match is nuts, because we got a world title match with a mystery opponent, and we've got an 11... They went from 10 to 11. Man. It's an 11-woman gauntlet. They added Madison Rain to it. So normally that's your one-pointer where you're like, who's going to win out of 10 people? I don't know. I'll throw a point on Madison. Now, okay, that's my two-pointer. And the world title, I was going to say Moose would probably walk away with it, but now, who knows? Because he's got his own match. So normally you top-lock your main pick. So if there's 8 matches, you put 8 points on it. In a submission match, that's your one-pointer, because you can't afford to get it wrong. So, I don't know. Red and I have been talking a bit about it. I historically don't talk about picks because that's as Lee and I never did. Red and I are 0 for 3, I think. 0 for 2 as match of the night. We've not had a win yet. You guys have beaten the Outsiders, I know that. But you've never faced our combination, so I don't know. I don't know.
We did beat the current tag champs as well. So.
We did. I am picking Red and I because I feel confident about this Slammiversary for the first time in a while. But again, it's you two. But I'm picking Red and I. I'm pretty confident for the first time in a while on a Slammiversary submission match with BeerMe, as is tradition. So,
I'm obviously going to pick myself.
Yeah,
but, you know.
I figured that. So let's work our way through. We've got Bastion facing... Oh, I skipped one, sorry. We have the Road Warrior title. LJ versus Alaska Brown. When push comes to shove, I think Alaska Brown might steal this one, but it's really LJ's to lose. But I'm going to go with Alaska Brown, the dark horse, on this one.
I'll pick LJ. I'd like if Alaska Brown won, that'd be cool. But he's a big underdog.
He is. Yeah. That's part of why I like it, though. I like that opportunity, so that's fun. Next up, we do have Bastion versus the Green Machine, and I really can't pick against Bastion. Most cases, I'm picking him here. But Green, he's always, and we say it every time, but he's right below that grasp the brass ring kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's right there, and he wins those ones sometimes, but not the ones that really matter. A Slammiversary match with Bastion doesn't really matter, but it is personal momentum. So I think he could pull this off. And I'll even say easily, but I still think Bastion's got this one, because he's just a hard one to bet against.
Yeah, I don't like betting against the HMF, but I'm gonna have to pick Bastion as well.
And next up, we've got the Regulators, 3J Platinum, Godnaku, and Captain Charisma against the Tag Team Champion Simple Creatures and someone you've just defended against and retained, mind you, JJ Rocky. Who is he? I say Simple Creatures. Our tag teams are like, it's the Simple Creatures, Mod Step, and Chappers, but they're a faction, and JJ's part of the Creatures, and it's an important distinction of that. But I can't bet against the Creatures. I've learned that from you, but they're the way to go in this one, obviously, I think.
They're a well-oiled machine. Gotta go with them.
Yeah, and they don't take anything lightly, so I don't see them phoning this one in. They've got this one in the bag, I think.
Right.
We have a non-title match. Broken Nerd facing CM Carlito. Non-title, just mentioned because he's the champion. Normally they put non-title for tag matches. But the three-man team isn't the tag title match, obviously. So, Broken Nerd facing CM Carlito. Two guys who have been in a fair number of cinematic-style stuff, because Carlito and Hippo have had their issues.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
right.
going through. But Nerd's the king of that. This is just a normal match. I think Nerd's got it. He's got momentum.
Yeah, I gotta go with
riding
Terminator.
Riding into Extreme. Not even thinking of the bike thing, but yeah, he's got this one, I think. But Carlito, I mean, it's kind of his thing. He could easily do this too, I think. So, but I think Nerd's got that one. Luke Gray and Nathan is one that I'm really not certain of.
Yeah,
this one I'm not. I mean, I joke, but I get them mixed up here and there, so this isn't helping. But I think Nathan is probably going to pull this one out. I think. But, I mean, it's a coin flip. It really is.
You know, I've only lost one time at Impact, and it was to Luke Gray. So I'm gonna pick Luke.
That's true. Yeah, I'll say Nathan. I'll say Nathan for that.
All right.
Next up, we got the Alpha Dog versus Spring Tigress. I'm picking Tigress. I can't bet against her.
Yeah.
Tigress all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I face her, I usually pick Tigress. So, Spring Tigress. That's the way to go.
Right.
Next up, we have the blank one. That's who we mentioned already. The match filling in with Hawk and Vitamin, and then we have Camp Applestone and Wookie. I always cheer for Wookie to be a monster. I don't care who it's against, really. To be fair, so I root for Wookie.
Yeah.
So
I do too. Even though Camp Applestone's Owen Hart, so I kind of like to root for him too. But I'll go with Wookie.
And then lastly, we've got opening the main card, Bomber and Kyoko teaming for the first time, I believe, against Forever Killin, a team who was almost written off and has turned into these kind of dark horses, which is a phrase I used earlier as well. But these guys are coming out of nowhere. They're in the four-way at Extreme Rules. This is a momentum builder, if there ever was one, because Bomber's no pushover, but I have no idea how Bomber and Kyoko are going to do together. They've never teamed, but they're a couple.
I
think the chemistry's there, so we'll see.
I'm going to go with Bomber and Kyoko.
Yeah?
I think. Yeah, just because Bomber usually does really well at Impact shows.
He does.
So
yeah.
I think he'll help Kyoko out.
And Kyoko has been doing good. She's not been doing poorly of late. She's had some wins and close losses. So I think Bomber and Kyoko is probably good, but I mean, Forever Killin really should win it. But if you're watching Raw, it's totally Bomber and Kyoko winning that, the first time team beating the established team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. I'm going with Bomber and Kyoko there, I think.
Hey, that might happen in the tag title match at Slammiversary. You never know.
I actually think it is.
Right?
I'm one of the ones who picked Eli Drake and Scott Steiner back in the day, and this is that all over again. It absolutely is. So I could easily see it. Or that's what they want you to think. And oh god, that's a tough one, a tough match. They're the North, my boys. We'll see. But that is it for Slammiversary. There are the kickoff show matches. Obviously, more matches will fill out the card as people put their picks in. But those are the main card matches, and then yes, Extreme Rules as we mentioned. We'll go down the full card for Extreme Rules next week. It's filling out. There's not much more to announce. There is one that we will mention because it got announced on Twitter. Yes, this is not... We have stuff on Frontline. We have stuff on Twitter. There was a promo by myself that was put out there wanting the UV title match. Because...
Everybody gets what they want.
Everybody gets what they want, yes. The champ put forth his match request, and the board said that they wanted to have Scott and BeerMe again submission style, and I said, okay, but if you give me what I want. And I put that challenge out there that I want that UV title match, but under my rules. And again, I beat Nerd in a hardcore match, and he went on to win the UV title, so I feel that's a fair reason for a shot.
Yeah, it's a fair shake.
The board agreed. So, the board agreed, and that was posted on Twitter. Again, JRPL Official. Follow us there. You can see here now, it is a dungeon submission match.
That's dope.
Which, I mean, I'm Canadian. You know what that means. So, that's a Stu Hart-style dungeon. Except, We can't go to Canada because, as I said in my promo, you Americans are all too diseased to cross our border. So
It's true.
I had to find another way to do it. And you'll notice, if you remember from last time, the match was positioned much higher on the card. It has moved down, just for logistics' sake, because I found a place, and I'll reveal it here.
Found a place.
So there's no embassy in Florida that I'm aware of for the Canadians. It's not there. But there is a general consulate in Miami of Canada.
Oh.
So it's a couple hours. It's like an hour by helicopter, but Broken Nerd, that's the address. You drive on over Sunday night. Yeah, get the date right. It's going to be a dungeon submission match. And I'll tell you right now, after your museum insanity and soundstage in a cage, it's going to be a mat and a referee. Submission.
I like that.
No ropes. No cage like this fight pit. That's it. Submission. One-on-one on the mat. Best man wins. I beat
Our
you
tag
in your
team
game.
match is just getting you warmed up.
It's the submission weekend, yeah. One-on-one. I beat him in his game. Let's see if he can beat me at mine. Even though I've only ever won one submission match. But I'm really good at them. I just don't win them. So, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Bear Me. It's part of my gimmick, my story, but that's what we got. So,
Right.
But again, don't forget, anything goes in the submission match. So we'll see what happens.
True.
We'll see what happens. But it's positioned early in the card, and that was part of my request, just so I can be back to watch Red at the end of the night retain against Pain. That's enough time for me to get back, and I can see it, you know? So. No, not watching from afar. No, in person. No.
Right?
No, I'm not from afar. That's not me. No.
Okay. Maybe.
Oh. That's really funny. God damn you.
Right?
Now, we do have one other thing to mention here with Extreme Rules. We do have the Road Warrior Championship, and we mentioned Alaska Brown or LJ will be defending against RGX.
Yep.
With the stipulation to be announced. I did mention that the fans are going to be voting on that. I can now tell you the specifics of how this is going to work. Again, Bear Me's learning this along with everybody.
I am.
What the plan is that it will be either an Iron Man match, a TLC match,
Oh, I like that.
or King of the Road hardcore match.
Oh, now that. Ooh.
Yeah. The voting will start July 9th. It's going to be when this episode goes up. If you're watching this, the voting is possible. If it's July 16th, the voting is closed. That is Friday leading, or I think Thursday leading in, so everybody has time to know what kind of match they're in, because Iron Man matches and TLC matches and hardcore matches have different stipulations for how you pick. So that way, RGX, as well as Alaska Brown and LJ, all know, because who knows who's the champ going in, they'll all know in time to make their picks properly for that. Because
any three of those matches are good.
Yeah. I like King of the Road, personally. I'm excited for that to come back. The last time we had one, Warden was in a coma for a few months.
Yeah, Warden wanted the King of the Road match, and, well, it didn't end well for him. LJ stole the title.
And who's involved? Who could be involved in this match? LJ.
LJ, yeah.
Yeah. So, that is a Twitter poll going up. Again, if you see it live, JRPL Official, follow us on Twitter. You'll see it there. On the same note, thank you to everybody who put in those answers for our bonus question survey as well. We got a lot of good results. We didn't get as many, like, submit your own as I thought. Maybe only 5 or 6. We're not going to go break...
I literally couldn't think of any.
Yeah, same. Well, we listed 30 questions for people. We're not going to go break it all down, but honestly, for the things where do you like this or do you not, there was only, again, 5 or 6 no's to I don't like this type. Again, this is no guarantee that it won't be there, but if the majority don't want it, we're not going to go toward that one as often.
Right.
If it's something really specific, like I know when they do something like a swamp fight or eye for an eye, all right, we're going to lean into that and be like, oh, what will they use for the eye? Like, will it be stairs or like that? That's the kind of thing we lean into. So you might see, will an object be used if it's like that? I know the swamp fight, we're discussing things, and it's hard because we don't even know what it looks like. Are they, like, knee-deep in a swamp? Or are they on the docks? Or are they at, like, on the coastline? We don't know. So we're trying to make custom questions for those. But otherwise, some of the more fun ones are like how many black masses, right, or things like that.
Yeah.
But it's got to be something specific, because if it's how many like RKOs will Randy Orton hit, okay. But if it's how many RKOs will be hit, oh, well, if Edge hits one, it's good. It counts. So
Right.
you get into that kind of stuff. So we're taking all that into account. We're working through all that to figure out what the best course of action is. So keep an eye out for that. We want to keep things interesting, so that it's not simply a random nature of, will there be this? And it's like, well, I don't know. And you literally lose out on points or perfect card because you had no say in it. But at the same time, if everybody knows, yeah, Candice LeRae is going to attack, what's the point of the question?
Right.
Right? You got to find that fine line. So we're working on that. We thank everybody for that one again. It does help a lot. It goes a long way. So.
Oh, should we mention the article?
We should. I was actually literally about to go next, and that's what I was going to close with. We have an article, yes. Again, on our website, jobberradio.com, there is an article up now, Legends versus Annihilation, The End. Do you want to cover that, BeerMe? Because I'll be honest, I haven't read it yet. I've looked at it briefly, but I didn't go through it or anything. But this is a storyline that I know you've been kind of following a fair bit. I have as well, but you've been a little more leaning into stuff with this one. So
Yeah, it's Legends and Vitamin Yes versus the AOA.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be the end. And whichever team wins, that's what Team Hawk has to pledge his allegiance to.
Yeah, it's on the site here. It's the Legend of New School, Ash Kier 1, the Lucha Warrior, and then Vitamin Yes helping out against the AOA, Age of Annihilation, the Dark Rider, Jace Villain 13, the Urban Legend, and Hawk. So he's on one of the teams.
Right.
And it's an empty arena hardcore match.
That's pretty dope.
So, yeah, this is
Mankind and Rock.
Oh God, yeah. But this is more like a stadium stampede, honestly, with that many people in it. So,
right.
But no, doing articles like this is something we like to do to build stuff and really lean into character and have things go. Like anybody following JJ Rocky has seen him kind of become this beast. Super Hippo and Carlito have had this kind of insane stuff going, and Nerd especially has been like this super hero. But this whole feud has been insane, and I love getting an article to really focus on it, do more stuff like that to really establish and showcase things. We're doing more history too, like This Day in History on the Twitter. Red was a real big proponent of that as well for stuff. So to really get across the character. So.
Who needs a title in your feud when you can just fight over Hawk? He is the title.
He is. He's not on a pole or anything, but he's in the match. So, like, I mean,
on a forklift.
You think of that though, like he could literally throw the match and go back to Legends. But I mean, I know when Red picked me before we reconciled, Red picked me to be her kind of her champion in a match, and I was contractually bound to try. It was like, you got to do it, otherwise you'll be suspended. So there could be something in that kind of thing, too, where it's like, look, you got to at least do it. You got to make it fair.
And whichever side wins, there's going to be it'll be interesting, because there'll be a pretty good story coming out of it either way.
Oh, absolutely. Either way, there's a good story, definitely. But
yeah,
we'll get into more detail on that match and talk our picks next week. We can definitely go deep into that. Other than that, though, BeerMe, believe it or not, it's only been about 20 minutes, but I think I'm done. I think I ran out of stuff. You don't have any stuff, do you? Do you have any stuff?
No. I think we got it all covered.
I think we're good. So, I'll say it again. Slammiversary is next weekend. So is Extreme Rules. Please get both in. Extreme Rules is the main show. If you miss that one, it does affect your standings. Slammiversary is a house show. If you miss that one, it's not so bad. But it's fun, so you know you want to do it. So, especially when you listen to BeerMe and I yelling our heads off in the Discord. While we watch it live, which I know I plan to. Are you?
Yeah,
you're getting it too.
Yeah, I'll get it too.
Yeah. So, everybody, do check out our Discord channel. Do check out jobberradio.com for our podcasts for this. JRPL Official for promos as well, the Twitter, all that fun stuff. we will be back in a week where Beer Meat will be the record-setting and extending world champion. He might lose the title over the weekend because there's 2 shows that he can be cashed in on. But until that point, he will be the champ, as always, until he isn't. And I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks again, Beer Meat. Happy birthday again, by the way.
Thanks, Scott.
And I'm going to make you tap out in a cage.
No,
I am. I think so.
No.
Yeah. Or I could just knock you out. That counts too, right? That'll work.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you wanted the fight pit, so now
I did.
Now you've got me and Red, who's just sadistic, ready to go after you guys. You're not.
But I want to win this so it can become like my match, like my gimmick.
Oh, you want? Oh, I see. No, I'm gonna make it because I got a dungeon submission match the next.
Oh,
night,
you do?
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap out 3 people in 2 days. Who else can do that? I mean, come on. I'll be the new submission king. Come on.
Right.
And then once I've made you tap and made GMSG tap, one or the two, he's the king of the ring potentially the next night, and you're the world champion. Everybody gets what they want because I'll have every right to claim as a fellow champion to go after it.
I don't know how you're gonna make a Terminator tap though. That's on you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I gotta make him. I gotta knock him out. I think that's the only way to go.
You're right.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with that one. I mean, I'll try to make him tap out on the mat, but he'll put me through the floor. We'll see how that goes. Yeah.
That could be your thing. Instead of tapping people out, you just knock them out in submission matches. So.
Well, I mean, hey, my submission move does put people to sleep.
It's true. That is true.
Yeah, including you. So anyway, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week where Bill Me's still the champ until he isn't. And have a good one.